Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays The Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing alright. I'm doing pretty okay myself. I just realized now, the other day, why my videos were so loud. And it's because I made the dumb decision to... What's the word I'm thinking of? I made the dumb decision to have the mic, like, literally in front of my face, like, right by my mouth. And so anytime I spoke into it, I would be like mad loud, and I didn't realize that until I rewatched the recording from yesterday, and I was like, hold on a minute, I'm kind of loud as hell. And I think I vividly remember trying to keep the mic as close to my mouth as possible. So I think best bet is I just keep it slightly below me. And then I speak into it like normal. Hopefully all the audio, whatever audio issue existed, should be nice and cleared up. Anyways, hope everyone's doing alright. I'm doing okay. I just want to say shout out to everyone leaving comments. You know, I'm gonna be real. You know, a moment of, not a moment of weakness, but a moment of reality here. I don't know, I feel like I've been getting a lot of comments recently. And it feels good to look at, you know what I mean? So, thank you all. Appreciate it. Especially this one funny comment that mentioned be the godfather to my children that I thought was really funny. Dude, yo, that's fucked up, man. You can't do that to me. But, you know, besides that, that's kind of all I really had to say on that. Appreciate it, y'all. Thank you. You know, just know that even if I don't respond, like, your comments are seen. And I do laugh at them, most of them. Almost all of them, truth be told. Unless it is like a topic that is like for discussion. In which case I will not laugh, I will look at it and I will ponder it like, you know, like SpongeBob with the book or whatever. But anyways, besides that, I didn't really have a necessary topic to go on today. I just kind of wanted to, me personally, I just wanted to go and unlock one of, it could be a useful item, but in my opinion, I'm gonna get some flack maybe for saying this. What might be one of the more underrated, not underrated, in my opinion, what might be one of the more overrated items in Isaac is we are going to try and unlock spin down dice, which requires delirium. So, you know, that's gonna have to, we're gonna have to deal with that. That might be a little bit of a, what's the word I'm thinking of? That might be a bit of a pain to kind of get through and struggle through or whatever, but we'll get it, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna try and unlock delirium. I'm gonna try and beat delirium as Tainted Isaac. I've mentioned this before. I don't fear this guy, but doing runs as him worries me due to the fact that it's you can't get good synergies built up, you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much I can do to try and push a good synergy to happen, but if I don't have enough slots to have good things happen, you know, there's not much we can kind of really do. But it is what it is. I'm trying my best, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get delirium unlocked. Not much of a, you know, I did have one thing I wanted to talk about. I didn't really know how to segue into this, but I just got back from dropping off my parents, and when I was driving back home, I'm gonna be real, I had to take a piss, like bad. And I thought I could hold it in until I got home, but it was like an hour drive home, and 30 minutes into that hour drive, I was like, brother, I'm itching to burst, you know? So, funny enough, actually, on my way home, I passed by my old job, my old CVS I used to work at. So I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna just pull up there, take a piss. I'm gonna just pull up there, take a piss, get out. I pulled up, went to use the bathroom, did my business, and I got out. And I was thinking, like, you know what? I needed to grab something. I was gonna grab Mucinex. I needed to grab Mucinex. So I was like, you know what? let me go ahead. Let me grab this real quick from the CVS here while I'm at it. And while I grabbed it, I don't know why, this thought came into my brain. I think I saw like lip balm, or like, you know, I saw chapstick, and this thought came into my brain of, I need to, one, add some more stuff to my skincare routine, and two, specifically what needs priority is, I remember my brother mentioning to me, like, damn Tony, you need like these, not whitening strips, what are they called, like their nostril, like the nose strips, you know, where you put them on your nose and you like opens up your pores or whatever. It like gets rid of like all the oils and freaking whatnot, you know, like the blackheads and stuff. And I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? Last time I looked in the mirror, I did notice I kind of do have like a lot of blackheads, not the word, but you know, the little freaking, I can't describe it, on your nose, on the sides of your nose by your nostrils, like the oily, the buildup where it's like kind of black or whatever. I had that shit, and I was like, you know what, man, I do need to properly get rid of this, because it, in my opinion, clear skin looks nice, and I want to look nice. So I'm gonna like, fuck it, this clears up my pores, this should be fine. I went ahead and bought some, and I'm just thinking about it, and I'm just like, man, crazy statement here. You guys gonna think this is a crazy statement? Not really. It's probably one of the most least crazy statements Tony has ever said on the channel, and that is just shout out women, bro. Now I will say the reason for the shout out might be a little kind of crazy, but like, women, I don't know how y'all do it to like this skincare routine daily, you know. You got like the nose strips, the moisturizer, freaking, I know there's some people out there, they be using like retinol or whatever, you know, gotta make sure your eyes look nice and shit, so you don't got bags or like dark circles under your eyes, you're just chilling. I'm gonna be real, don't know how y'all do it every single day, conforming to beauty standards, am I right? Just shout out, man, because I'm gonna be real with you, I be forgetting, you know. If it wasn't ingrained in my brain growing up to like brush your teeth every morning, brush your teeth every night, I'm gonna be real with you, I would have forgotten to do it. And I know that sounds gross, that's like Tony ill, but I do brush my teeth every single day. But I'm gonna be real with you, if it wasn't ingrained for me to do that, I wouldn't be doing that. And growing up, there were only a few things ingrained into my brain as like a Tony, you need to do this every day. You need to take a shower, you need to brush your teeth, and you need to, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not even like wash your face or like anything like that. Just whenever you're in the sun, put on sunscreen or whatever, you know? Take a shower, brush my teeth, you know, wash my hands, all that. In general, just be clean. And growing up, I thought that was all there was to be clean. You know what I mean? I thought all I needed to do growing up was, okay, I just need to take a shower every day and then brush my teeth every day and I'll be nice and dandy. And then I didn't know about like lotion or whatever until I was like 5 years old. And I remember seeing my aunt. There was a point in time where I just used to spend like, it was one specific summer. I spent like a whole summer just with my aunt because my mom was, you know, working and such. So I spent this whole summer with my aunt, and I remember just being like, why do you put that on all like every day? Like, what is that? Like this weird like cream that smells nice or whatever. It's like, oh, it's you know, she like taught me about lotion and how she puts lotion on every day to make sure she's got like moisturized skin and stuff like that. And I'll be real with you, I was just like, huh, interesting, you know? I didn't know about this shit. And growing up even more, you know, I get not unfiltered access to the internet, but you know, like growing up, you get access to the internet, you get to see how other people live their lives and stuff like that. And then I hear about like being ashy and such, and I remember thinking to myself like, I'm low-key kind of ashy sometimes, you know. So I started to put on like lotion every day. Not when I was like 5 or 6, but like, you know, in like the middle school kind of high school times. I'm like, huh, you know what? I should be putting this on most likely every day, because this helps. Like, from what I know, being ashy is not a good thing, and you know, you want to make sure to avoid being ashy at all costs. So that's what I did. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just start putting on lotion. But I'm be real, I kind of got like on and off with it. Honestly, to this day, I'm still a little on and off. I have to like actively remind myself. It's not ingrained. It's not like stuck into my noodle brain the way that brushing your teeth and taking a shower every day is. You know? It's... I have to like remind myself. Sometimes I'd go days without putting on lotion, or like days without putting on like, then I learned like there was more to that than just like lotion. You know, you got like moisturizer and shit, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was even more to this, you know? There's like moisturizer, you got freaking a whole bunch of other stuff. You guys see Potential Man right there? Diplopia equals Potential Man. God almighty, don't get me started. I will get started on Potential Man shortly. Just let me, you know, let me wrap up what I'm saying here. But it's just like, dude, it was never ingrained to me to like grow up, moisturize. You gotta take care of your skin the best way you can. This, that, you know. I'll be real with you. I just kind of brush my teeth. That's about it. Brush my teeth, take a shower, and I'm like, all right, I'm done, right? You know, I've done my due diligence for my skincare routine, or like, you know, just for my life routine. And then I learned like, hey, if you don't want to look, I'm not all about looks. I'm not all about my ego. I don't necessarily think I have the good looks or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm just a dude. But I will say, I don't care about looking young either, because if funny enough, I feel like everyone thinks I am older than I am, and this has been mentioned multiple times, not by me, but anytime me and my brother hang out together, or we, you know, we're hanging out and we like go get food or something like that, it's always mentioned. And not always mentioned, but there are times when it's been mentioned that it's like, oh, this is your younger brother. It's like, how many years? And people are surprised when I'm like, yeah, I'm 11 years younger than my brother. And it's like, really? I never would have guessed. And it's like, yeah, man, probably because I got like the facial hair or whatever, but I'm gonna be real with you. I have been thinking of getting rid of my facial hair. It's not that I care about how I look age-wise. But one, I'm a little tired of having to be like, yes, I'm younger than my brother. I know that we look the same age, if not I look slightly older, or I look, you know, maybe as old as him. One, I'm tired of that, and two, honestly, I think I'm just due for a makeover of some kind. You know what I mean? I think Tony is long due for a makeover to look nice. That shit is trash. I'll grab that, and then I'll, you know, just... That shit is genuinely fucking trash, bro. I'm sorry for cursing, but... I mean, come on, bro. You saw that, right? That shit was garbage, bro. Okay, regardless, though. You know, I think I'm due for a makeover. I think I'm personally long overdue for some kind of makeover or whatever. Let's diplopia you. So I think a little brim, 100%. Quarter. Rotten baby. There you go. And then we keep going on. And then we actually go faded Polaroid. Wait, no. Yeah, we don't have a trinket. I'll take Faded Polaroid in the meantime. But I forgot that I'm trying to go Delirium, so this might be, one, this might be a longer run, and two, I don't need to deposit Faded Polaroid into the thingy-mabob or whatever. But just like, I don't know, man. I feel like me, personally at least, I think I'm long overdue for like a makeover of some kind or something like that. I don't know, man. Look, you know, shout out women for this mentality, because I'm gonna be real. Me, and I feel like a lot of guys, I feel like we kind of just like live our lives just, you know, passing the days by. We don't really do stuff to make us feel nice looking, you know what I mean? Or at least I say that as me, as Tony, I say that. A lot of times I don't do stuff for myself to be nice looking. I don't dress nice. I dress for, what's the word? The way I dress up is I don't dress up to look nice. I dress up to be like functional. You know what I mean? I dress up to just, you know, the clothes fit the occasion. I don't really, I'll be wearing sweatpants literally like all the fucking time. I'm not even joking when I say that. You know? I just dress to like put clothes on, bro. Which is kind of a crazy statement, but it's true. It's what I do. The way I dress, I don't have a style or anything. I just put on clothes because I need to put on clothes to go outside. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna be like, you know, if the world allowed it, I'd go outside naked. Fuck no. But I don't care, I guess, about what clothes I put on. You know, as long as it covers me up. That's all I give a damn about. I don't have a style, per se. And, okay, there's an obvious choice here. Yep. There was an obvious choice in all of these right here. I'm gonna be real with you, I made the best choice out of everything there. Let's go here. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. People live their life a little differently. Me personally, I don't dress for the sake of dressing up and trying to look good. I just dress because, you know, society deems it necessary or whatever. And it's not like a, oh, woe is me society, me versus society type of deal. It's just, you know, it's just the truth. I dress the way that I do because, you know, I gotta wear clothes. And once again, I feel like okay, I'm doubting myself currently. I'm not doubting myself, but like, you hear what I'm saying, right? I'm not trying to be where it's like, you know, if I could, I'd be fucking naked all the time. No, God, no. God, no. I'm just trying to say that I need to wear clothes. I don't give a fuck if it looks good necessarily, if it looks bad, if it fits my quote unquote style or whatever, you know what I mean? To me, I don't really give a fuck about that. To me, I'm wearing clothes for the sake of wearing clothes. Now, I know not only women do this, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen, you know, like my mom, I'll take my mom for example. She likes to get stuff, or she likes to get clothes that make her, you know, feel good. She feels pretty wearing it. Or, you know, women just, you know, a woman in general, like she gets clothes that feels nice, feels good to wear. Me, I don't have any kind of clothes like that. That's what I'm saying. Is that I don't have any kind of clothes that I put on and I'm like, I feel good wearing this. You know? But maybe I should start doing that. You know what I mean? I put on clothes that, like, when I wear it, I'm like, I got that shit on though, low key, you know? Is Hush Boss Rush a good thing? Soul of Isaac, Hush Boss Rush is a good thing. Ooh, I should have saved Diplopia for this, man. Maybe not, actually. Thinking about it in the grand scheme of things. might not have been as goated as I might have thought. Let's grab a negative for the damage. Backstabber is the pure correct choice here. And then let's grab you because we don't need you anymore. Spoon bender? Fuck, that's good. Fuck, it's genius. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The Wiz is goated. Wait a fucking minute. The Wiz might be peak decision. Oh my god. I don't give a fuck what anyone say. I don't give a fuck what anyone say. This was right. This was correct. Peak decision making right here from Tony. Oh my goodness. Oh, I stepped in freaking lava. What the hell? I stepped in the blood. This might have been Tony's best decision yet. But anyways, you know, what I'm saying is I think maybe I need to start dressing like that, you know? I need to start dressing in clothes that when I wear it, I'm like, damn, I'm low-key got that shit on. But the thing is, like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna need someone's help or something like that. You feel me? I need help trying to figure out what that is. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't want to be that kind of person that just like buys clothes and just to like return it later because like, oh, you know, that shit don't really suit me kind of deal. But it's like, well, I had to try the clothes on in order to like see if it suit me in the first place, right? And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to have to go through returning it, you know? Tony being lazy won here. By the way, could you tell Tony's just being lazy? Soul of Isaac, baby. Oh my god, Parasite. Oh my god, Parasite. Oh my god, Parasite. What do we get rid of? Dreamcatcher, question mark? I don't know, because Dreamcatcher's really good because it gives us a half Spirit Heart every floor. Synth, we can't get rid of Spun. Spun is too good. I think we have to get rid of let's get rid of Rotten Baby. Let's get rid of Rotten Baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little Rotten Baby. I didn't want to have to do it, but I had to do it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's so goated. Oh, it's so peak. But anyways. Yeah, I gotta just figure out my style, man. You know, this is not the first episode I've had on speaking on styles, but like, it's something that I'm like kind of not passionate about necessarily, but you know, I want to look good. So I'm trying my best to, you know, figure this shit out. To some people, it ain't even like a science either. You know what I mean? I envy those people. I'm being dead ass. I envy those people where it's just like they just kind of put it on and it's like they got that shit figured out. You know what I mean? People who got their own style figured out. People who can just you know, put on clothes and it's like, yeah, I'm chilling. You know, I'm looking good. I'm like, bro, I need that. You know what I mean? Like, I need what you got, bro. No joke. No freaking joke. All right, let's go. Wait, should I have gone this guy? Mega Satan? Nah, it's okay, I guess. You know what? I'm stupid. I keep skipping. I don't know why. I keep skipping the freaking Soul Catcher shit, bro. I feel like a dumbass. Dude, when you activate when you activate Bookworm for Dummies or whatever, what's it called? What's not Bookworm? Telepathy for Dummies. It gets crazy, bro. Should be getting crazy, man. I can't lie. You know what? I can say I think I should have got rid of Lil Brim. I think the flies from what's it called would have been potentially nicer. I don't know. Hindsight 2020 or whatever, you know what they say. What? It is what it is. I'll figure it out. We gonna get through this together, or whatever they say. Just yeah, man. I need to learn. I need to learn. Come on, man. What the hell? Why'd you blow up? I had no item spawn potential, but still, it's really funny. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm gonna be real. I was quaking, bro. Should I say that? I was scared. I was scared of popping that pill. I'm gonna be real with you, man. Holy Lord. Let's get the fuck out of here. But yeah, I don't know, man. I need to figure it out. I don't know how people do it. Shout out anyone that can, you know, just put that shit on, one might say. Like, you know what? I asked my friend, because good looking guy, you know, he's a good looking guy. He puts clothes on, he got that shit on. He got a good style to him. You know what I mean? He's got a good style. Like, it's a style that suits him and it looks good. So I asked him, like, you know, Paul, you know, how do you do it, man? How do you, like, just kind of figure out what clothes look good on you? You know what I mean? Because, like, you got your own style. You wear this, you wear that, and you, like, you pull it off, you know? I asked him, like, how do you do it? And you know what? He told me this. I don't know. Maybe someone out there can confirm or whatever. He says that he just goes on Pinterest and, like, looks at clothes on Pinterest. He just looks at it and is like, do they got this, you know, like, do they got this on? Like, does this look good? I think this looks good. And then he's like, you know what? Yeah. So from, like, you know, from what I gathered is that he buys clothes that he thinks look good. You know, he's like, oh, dude, this shit would look nice. Let me buy that. And you know what's crazy is that, like, I did the same thing back in, I remember I did the same thing back in middle school or whatever. I was like, oh, this shot speed down. You know what? That don't matter. We have brimstone. I remember vividly, like, looking at something in, like, high school, and I was, like, back to school shopping with my mom or whatever. And I was like, man, this looks really good. Let me buy that. I wore it, and, like, that shit looked horrible on me, man. I'm being real. That shit, I remember wearing it, and I was like, I should return this. Never did, of course, because, you know, why would I? I'm nervous to, like, interact with people, so I never did end up returning it. But in my brain, I was definitely like, I should have sent that shit back because that shit looked horrible on me. And it's just, that's just, I don't get it, man. You know? Because, like, I want to follow his advice, but I feel like I've been burned one too many times, you know? The one time I didn't follow his advice, you know, because technically this I asked him this in recent time, and I did this back in high school. So, like, this isn't a recent thing I asked of him. I'm like chewing my nail. I don't know what's up. I don't think it's not a hangnail, but it might be hangnail, low key. I got like this fucked up hangnail problem, man. Move! What the fuck? Sorry for shouting. What did I tried to blow it away, man? But you know, I got this like little nail, I guess, hanging off the side of my thumb, and I try to deal with it by, instead of just like, God almighty, you know, you guys have seen the horror stories of like grabbing the hangnail, yanking it, and just fucking ripping off your skin or whatever. I've done that low-key one too many times with my nail, where I tried to pull on the hangnail a little bit, and I start pulling that nail maybe a little too far down, and I catch a little bleed. And it's just like, oh, fucking, the human body, man, is a vile thing. It's funny because this is a thought I don't have often, you know. Who does, I guess, have this thought often? But like sometimes, you know, something will resonate in my brain or something. This is a fucked up ass room, bruh. You can't do this to me, man. Open. Oh my fucking god. I'm getting mad at Isaac. He's crashing out. He's crashing out. Four times my damage is so good. It's only a 0.3 damage down. I'll take it. But it's just, oh man, fuck me. Excuse my language, but just like, bro, I don't know, man. I need to figure myself. I need to get my life together or whatever. Says the man who I think is probably the most well put he's been in years. Which is crazy to think about, honestly. Like, not to get existential or whatever, or any, you know, BS like that. But just kind of thinking about it, thinking about my life, you know. This really is like, I don't think this is the peak of my life. I would hope not, you know. I would hope the position that I am in now is not the peak of my life or whatever. But I will say, personally, I kind of never thought I'd like really be here, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Not that I think, okay, not that I gotta be careful with my words. Not that I think I would have fucking died or anything, you know. I feel like I need to clarify that. You know, this is not some cry for help. Oh, I almost ended it all, you know, none of that. I gotta be careful with my choice of words, one might say. More so in the sense that, you know, I guess if you asked Tony in high school where he thought his life would go, I thought I would be low-key unemployed and just a loser or whatever, you know? I still think I'm kind of a loser now, truth be told. I don't think I'm, you know, fucking goated or anything. I'm a little bit of a loser. My fucking Twitch name, I don't think I've ever actually mentioned my Twitch name. My Twitch name is Da Nerdy Nerd, you know? Like, I still view myself personally as like a nerd, you know? I'm not the coolest kid on the block sort of deal. I think I'm a nerd, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being a nerd necessarily. I think we've made use of it enough. But it is what it is. But yeah, you know, just... I guess what I'm trying to say is I never thought that I would, you know, I guess be at this point where I have a job, it's a job that I kind of like, and that I'm not chilling. I don't necessarily think I'm living life on like the God's, you know, it's not like I'm at the point, especially with how shit is. I don't want to get, you know, I don't want to talk about sad shit because I'm gonna be real with you. This is just sad shit. I don't want to talk about like life in America right now kind of deal. But you know. I never thought I'd just be the guy just kind of making Isaac videos, just chilling out. Where I guess my worries stem from one, you know, I guess how is the economy gonna process from here, and then number two, you know, how do I care about how I look, you know, or I care about what fucking clothes I wear, that kind of deal. That's the shit I'm talking about. I never thought I'd be in that position, kind of, I guess, you know what I mean? I've grown into a degree where I guess I never thought I'd give a fuck. But honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like I kind of always gave a fuck. I never admitted it, you know? I feel like I've always cared about how I looked. one, to people, and then two, just in general. But I've just never admitted to saying that. But now I can be like, yeah, no, that's genuinely something that I care about, you know? That is genuinely something that I care about. I care about how people like kind of view me, you know? Not because I'm like, oh, you know, I do value the opinion of other people. I guess what I'm trying to say. I do value the opinions of others. You feel me? I'm not gonna pretend to be some kind of like nonchalant kind of dude, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I don't give a fuck, bro. You know, you see me how you see me, bro. Fuck me, man. You can't have me fight him now. This shit should be illegal, bro. I need you to go back to like regular delirium, man. I know when you're regular delirium, you take more damage or whatever, right? What hit me? What hit me? Oh, grab you. Sick nasty. Okay. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think we had a good run, but I think I'm dead. Like, can I keep it a complete stack? We had a good run. I think I'm cooked. You see who they got me fighting right now, bro? What the hell is that? Come on, man. You can't be fucking for real. Bitch, put the shit down. Stop it! Oh my god, I'm yelling. I'm yelling because I'm getting pissed, and I apologize if y'all hear me yell. And what the fuck was I supposed to do, bruh? Let's be fucking real. What the fuck was I supposed to do? Whatever. That was my stupid ass, I guess, for just walking into a fucking boss room. Anyways, anger aside, I want to thank y'all for watching. If you guys did enjoy, greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time reviewing this. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.